Alright, so this is number 5. It says put an order from nearest to widest. You're really stuck and confused and you didn't know what to do for this problem, guys, and you saw it on your test. My best bet would be use your handy-dandy calculator. Especially it's easier if you guys have those ones that you can plug in and charge. I believe that when you plug it into the graph, you can see the different colors. Right here, I can plug it in. I'm going to plug it in from my smallest coefficient to my largest just to kind of keep track. And now, then I have that one, so then I have x squared. Now you could plug in this -4, but remember the negative just means it's going to flip down. So I kind of don't want it to flip down because I want to kind of check to see what it does. So I'm going to keep it as positive 4x squared. And then you have 7x squared. So I plug those in my calculator, but before I even graph them, I want to kind of think a little bit logically. Like, what do I think is going to happen? So if you guys remember your parabola, just your basic x squared parabola, your parent function looks like this, right? When you have a number in front, the bigger the number it gets, it's a vertical stretch. So it's kind of like if you had a rubber band. I always tell my kids, you have a rubber band. If you have a number or a big number in front, it's going to be a vertical stretch. So that means if I pull my rubber band vertically, it's going to get narrower. It's going to get skinnier. So the higher I pull my rubber band, the skinnier the graph is going to get. So I'm just going to guess that the biggest number is going to be the skinniest graph. And I put these in order from smallest number to bigger. So I put them in this order: C, D, A, B. That's the order I put them in. So let's see if it's true. Let's see if it gets really. So since I put the smallest number in, right, it should get really fat to really skinny. So let's see what happens. So fat, skinnier, and then the last one should be really skinny. And it works. Yep. So there's a good way. I don't like just to plug it in my calculator. I like to think logically. Remember, a calculator is a good tool, but sometimes you can mess it up. So I was right. If you're not sure or you get confused, you can always erase them and do kind of one at a time or compare the two. But this is from, this was from fattest to skinniest. So they want us to go skinny to widest, so I need to flip it. So this would be B, A, D, C. And that's it. That's my answer. Okay, so let's look at number 6. Number 6, they give us an equation in standard form. I always tell my kids I call standard form stupid form because you can't graph in standard form. Like if I look at it, there's no pretty parentheses or horizontal or vertical shifts. So I can't tell because it's in standard form, or what I call it stupid form in my class, because it's kind of annoying. You always like it to be in graphing form or vertex form so you can see the vertex and graph it. So it's not. So I need to change it into vertex form. So I'm going to do really quickly. I taught my kids a really quick trick to complete the square. So I have x squared plus 2x minus 8. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my c over and add my blanks. I'm going to take the middle number, divide by 2, you get 1. And then I'm going to square it. Now whatever that number is, that's what I'm going to put in my blanks. So some of you might be thinking again, wait, why didn't we divide by 2? That's just how you complete the square. You always divide whatever this middle number is right here. You divide by 2, and then you always square it. So if that would have been a 4, you would have divided it. If that would have been a 6, you would have divided by 2 and then square it. So now what I have to do is I have to factor this side of my equation. And the easiest way to factor this side of my equation is just to write whatever I squared in parentheses. So x plus 1 squared. And then I'm going to simplify this right side. So 8 plus 1 is 9. Now I'm almost done. I want to move everything to one side, so I'm going to move the c back over. So I get x plus 1 squared minus 9, and that's my equation in pretty vertex form. And so now I can see what is my vertex. My vertex is, does it ask for vertex? I don't know if it does, but my vertex is -1, 9. So since it's going to be positive, right, it's going to open up. So that's going to be a minimum. And then it's asking for part B, symmetrical to the point 2, -2, 8. So I'm just going to graph a little sketch. Always like drawing little sketches. So my vertex is -1, 9. So here's -1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is my vertex, and it's going to open up. I'm going to do a little sketch. But they want me to find a symmetrical point to -2, 8. So I have -2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's right here. So looking at it, I goofed, sorry. My vertex, you see here, it's -1. I forgot to put the negative, sorry, because it's -9. So that's why my graph wasn't making any sense. So let me do that again. So vertex is -1, -9. Sorry guys. There it is right there. And then it wants to know symmetry to the point -2, -8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So right here. Remember this right here is my vertex, so this is my axis of symmetry. So my other symmetrical point, and I know it opens up, would be opposite this point. So if this is 1, then this is 0, so it'd be here. Your graph's going to look like this. Oh, sorry. Y'all couldn't see that. So I graphed -1, -9 down here. This is -1, -9. And then they wanted symmetry to the point -2, -8. So that's this point right here. And since this graph opens up, you know my symmetry point is going to be on the other side. So that's 0, -8 right there. Sorry I goofed earlier. So my answer over here is going to be 0, -8. Okay, so now they want you to find the x and y intercepts. Let me get another piece of paper. So my equation is y equals x squared plus 2x minus 8. If I want to find the x-intercept, you could graph this, but I'm going to show you in your calculator. But I'm going to show you the quick way you could usually do it by hand. If you want to find the x-intercept, you just let your y equal 0 and solve. So it's going to be 0 equals x squared plus 2x minus 8. And all I'm going to do is just factor. So what are my factors of -8 that add up to 2? 4 minus 2, right? 4 times -2 is -8. 4 minus 2 is 2. So this is plus 4 minus 2. So my x-intercepts are -4 and 2. I could write this as -4, 0 and 2, 0. Now if I want to find my y-intercept, this is the easier one. You're just going to now let the opposite, let x equal 0. So I have my equation right here, right? Anywhere I see an x, I'm now going to put a 0. So this cancels and this cancels. So this is why you only just look at the last c value. So your y equals -8. So your x was 0 and your y is negative 8. That's it. Those are your x and y intercepts for that problem. Alright, domain and range. So my domain for my parabola, I graphed it so it's over here if you want to look at it again. So my domain is all real numbers, negative infinity to positive infinity for the parabolas because it's going to go to the left and right forever. And then my range is bottom to top, so that's going to be negative 9 all the way to positive infinity. Or you can write it as y is greater than or equal to negative 9. Bottom to top, bottom to top. Now we are on number 7. So number 7, they give you just the parent function y equals x squared, and they want you to rewrite with these transformations. So for part A, it says you have a vertical reflection, left 6. So vertical reflection means you flip it vertically. So if you started up, you're now going to flip it down. So that means you're going to flip over the x-axis. So that means you're going to have a negative in front of the x squared. And then it says you're going to go to left 6. So that's horizontal land. So you're going to write plus 6 in parentheses. And that's your final answer. For this one, it says you're going to go up 4. So that's on the outside. So you're just going to write plus 4. And then it says you go right 5. That's horizontal land, so that's the opposite inside the parentheses. So it's going to be x minus 5 squared in parentheses plus 4. Part C, it says vertical expansion. Vertical's on the outside, so it's going to be y equals 2x squared. And then it says down 13. So that's still on the outside because it's vertical, so I'm going to subtract 13. No parentheses for that one because we're all in vertical land. Then part D, it says flip over the x and the y axis. So remember, if it reflects over x axis, that's a vertical flip. And that means your negative is on the outside. If it reflects over the y-axis, that's a horizontal flip, and you have a negative on the inside of your parentheses. So for this problem, they want you to do both, so I'm just going to write it like this. And I'm done.